Now, local government officials can take a real step forward in city or county administration with Computer Communications Corporation. Computer Communications Corporation offers computer services readily adaptable to the affairs of local government. Utility billing, tax assessments and collections, payroll, voter registration, and budget accounting and inventory. The bookwork is at your fingertips with the assistance of Computer Communications Corporation, 1600 Hay Street Building, Nashville. Call them tomorrow.
The Just Right team has the ball. The ball is snapped. It's a pass. And Just Right scores again. The best way for you to score big at home with your team is to serve them piping bowls of Just Right chili. Like Master Just Right, you'll be the hero of the day. Just Right chili. It's the flavor fullest.
Channel 5, Nashville.
This is Election Night, Tennessee, with Chris Clark and Jerry Gold reporting. Brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottlers.
It appears now that Richard Fulton, 5th District incumbent congressman, has won re-election. We'll have figures on that in a moment, but first of all, let's check the statewide presidential returns. With 64% of the vote in, Richard Nixon continues to hold his lead and Tennessee's 11 electoral votes, with 41% of the vote counted thus far. George Wallace is second with 33%, and Vice President Humphrey is third with 27%. Now, that's 64% of the total precincts in the state of Tennessee reporting, and we might remind you that that's a total of about 2,600 precincts in Tennessee. The figures we just gave you for president are for about 1,700 of those precincts reporting. Checking the 4th District race, Evans continues to build a commanding lead. He is the winner there. He has about 67% of the vote. His opponent, Bowles, has about 33% of the vote. That is those are figures from about 80% of the precincts thus far. Now, checking those 5th District figures we were talking about, with about half of the figures in right now, Fulton has 50% of the vote. Kelly has 40%, and Burton has 10%. You can see by adding Kelly and Burton that they approximate Fulton's total. However, all it takes here is a plurality. That is the majority, the largest number of votes, and not the majority. So it would appear as if Richard Fulton has won re-election. That's with about 57% of the vote in, the incumbent. And, of course, Mr. Burton drawing heavily from the Kelly support there and making the difference in that race. It would appear that Mr. Fulton has won re-election. Checking now the 6th District race, with about half of the votes in, or half of the precincts in, Anderson is the winner in that race. As we have said previously, he has now about 60% of the vote, and Ronnie Page has about 40% of the vote. In the 7th District, with 207 precincts, or 51% of the vote in, Blanton continues to build up his lead, and he has now 65% of the vote, and Williams has 35% of the vote in. We'll have a look at other races, but first of all, let's take time out for this message from Coca-Cola.
Sure, we say things go better with Coca-Cola, because Coke has the taste you never get tired of. But we're not about to claim that everything goes better with Coke. Well, maybe this, a little. And sometimes this might. Tell you the truth, Coke wouldn't hurt right now. And it certainly wouldn't be in the way here. Well, maybe this. Actually, this might go better with Coke. We're certainly not going to attempt to take credit for this. Although, when you've got the one soft drink that has the taste you never get tired of, anything's possible.
Incumbent Z.D. Atkins, a Democrat, holds a narrow lead over Nashville attorney Buford Bates in early returns for a seat on the Tennessee Public Service Commission. Atkins, who's been counting on his experience to help him into his second consecutive 6-year term on the three-man commission, forged a lead of about 5-4 as results from across the state continue to come in. Bates counted on a strong political wind to change to give him the seat on the agency, which regulates railroads, motor carriers, and public utilities performing intrastate service in Tennessee. It also serves as state assessing board for utility property. Now quickly recapping recent tabulations on question 3, one of 5 Constitutional Convention questions put to the voters. 78,808 Tennesseans favored question 3, which concerns classifying property into 3 categories for tax purposes. Those against question 3 total some 21,000. Chris?
Well, Jerry, we declared Richard Fulton a winner some 5 minutes ago. We have some later figures. Let's take a look at those now. With 91% of the vote in, Fulton has 49% of the vote with 37,000 votes. Kelly 31,000 with 41%, and Burton has 10% of the vote in. So it would seem like our calling Richard Fulton the winner was totally accurate. We'll be back in 23 minutes with more local returns. Stay tuned now for Walter Cronkite and the latest national results.
Tune in again at 8:55 for more up-to-the-minute election returns on Election Night Tennessee, brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottlers. And remember, things go better with Coke.
The askers. They're the people who believe you don't get what you want unless you ask for it. Think up something to ask Superbank for. Don't be afraid. It never hurts to ask.
This one, that one. Decisions. Cool Filter Kings or new Cool Filter Longs. Both have the same identical taste of extra coolness. 2 sizes, 1 taste. The cool taste. I love them both.
Channel 5, Nashville.
CBS News coverage of Election Night 68 continues. Reporting from election headquarters, correspondent Walter Cronkite.
We now have 13% of the nation's precincts counted and tabulated, and the percentage difference between Richard Nixon and Hubert Humphrey has narrowed to 2%. Richard Nixon leading with 41%, 4.5 million votes. Humphrey 39%, 4.25 million votes, and Wallace standing right about that 20% point where he's held most of the evening with a little over 2 million votes. CBS News estimates the final returns in 2 states now. In Virginia, CBS News estimates that Nixon will win with 49% of the vote. Humphrey will get 29% of the vote, and Wallace 22% of the vote. In Virginia, it was anticipated that Nixon possibly would win there, but his margin was not thought to be quite that high. Virginia has 12 electoral votes. Louisiana, CBS News estimates that Wallace